In the early 1980s, in a neighborhood where cracked sidewalks told stories and distant sirens wrote the soundtrack of everyday life, a boy learns that the world gives nothing for free. The first lessons are taken, not taught. Cold mornings where the sun barely rises over rooftops dusted with frost. Even colder nights where arguments in the hallway spill into the walls like smoke. Hope lives here, but only in small pockets. Quiet moments, rare smiles, and the stubborn belief that tomorrow might look different. He grows up watching people fight through life with clenched fists and quiet desperation. It shapes him, not into a pessimist, but into someone who understands reality far earlier than he should. School becomes a battleground, not because of the lessons, but because of the people delivering them. Teachers who see potential, but never bother to reach it. Rules that feel more like traps. A system that rewards conformity and punishes curiosity. He isn't built for that kind of world. Still, he tries. For a while, then comes the day everything changes. A stupid assignment, a pointless argument, a moment where the pressure finally cracks through the surface. Voices escalate, doors slam, and without hesitation, he's told to leave. Not just the classroom, not just the building, but the place that was supposed to shape his future. A single sentence shatters everything. Don't come back. It's a strange feeling, being thrown out before life has even started. But in that chaos, a spark forms. The kind of spark only born when all other paths vanish. The only choice left is to build a new one. With nowhere else to go, he looks beyond the city limits, toward Detroit, a place as unforgiving as it is full of opportunity, a place where people either drown or rise. The decision comes fast, instinctive, unplanned. He packs everything he owns in one beat-up bag, steps onto the bus, and watches his old world fade through a window smeared with fingerprints and dust. Detroit welcomes him the same way it welcomes everyone, with noise, chaos, and a dare to survive it. The city pulses like a living organism, factory lights glowing through the night, engines roaring down the highway, conversations spilling from street corners. It's harsh, but it's honest. If you fight, you earn your place. If you quit, you disappear. He works anywhere that will take him, stocking shelves, sweeping floors, unloading trucks in the freezing dark. None of it glamorous, all of it necessary. Every dollar earned feels like a brick placed on the path towards something bigger. What grows here is not just resilience, but hunger, the kind that keeps a person awake long after the rest of the world has quieted. He learns to read people, opportunities, and danger alike. He learns how to stand on his own 2 feet, even when the ground beneath him shakes. Detroit doesn't just toughen him, it transforms him. Night by night, shift by shift, he begins to understand something powerful. Sometimes getting kicked out of one life is the only way to step into another. And as the city beats around him like a relentless machine, a thought takes root, quiet but immovable. I'm going to make it, no matter what it takes. And that is where the real story begins. Success never arrives quietly. It doesn't knock. It breaks the door from its hinges. Detroit forged him, but it was never meant to contain him. Word spreads, first through friends, then through strangers, then through people he's never met. They repeat his name like it belongs to someone legendary, someone larger than life. But he's still the same person waking up before dawn, working jobs most people refuse, chasing something he can't yet define. He doesn't realize it, but momentum has already started carrying him forward faster than he expected, faster than he even understands. And then comes the moment, the invitation that changes everything, a chance to return home for an opportunity that feels almost unreal. The same city that once pushed him out now wants him back, not as a student, not as a failure, but as a rising force, a name worth bringing home. It feels like fate twisting itself into a full circle, offering redemption in the same place where the world once told him he wouldn't make it. He steps off the bus and feels the weight of the past staring at him. The streets look the same, cracked, fading, tired, but he doesn't. He walks differently now, speaks differently, thinks differently. Detroit carves steel into his backbone, fire into his lungs, and purpose into his soul. At first, people don't know what to make of him. Some admire the transformation, some envy it, some fear it, but all of them feel it, the presence of someone who has returned not for closure, but for conquest. And then he explodes. Everything he touches gains electricity. Every move he makes ripples through the city. Every step forward attracts eyes, whispers, rumors, expectations. He rises faster than even he can process. One moment he's working late nights. In the next, he's standing in rooms where people who once ignored him now watch closely, taking notes, analyzing him like he's a threat. They're right. Success makes noise, and noise attracts shadows. Not everyone celebrates his climb. Old tensions reappear. New rivals form. People who once doubted him now pretend they believed from the beginning. Others look for any chance to pull him back down. Jealousy disguised as advice, sabotage disguised as concern. But he doesn't fall for any of it. He's learned that survival is not about avoiding storms, but walking straight through them. And he walks through every single one. With every challenge, his confidence hardens. With every setback, his ambition sharpens. He becomes a force, unpredictable, unstoppable, undeniable. Soon he's everywhere, known in places he's never even visited, mentioned by people he's never met. They call him relentless. They call him gifted. They call him lucky. He laughs at that last part. Luck didn't drag him through sleepless nights. Luck didn't make him hold on when everyone else let go. Luck didn't keep him alive when he had nothing but a stubborn belief in himself. No, he built this. Brick by brick. Scar by scar. Choice by choice. At the height of his rise, he stands at a crossroads. Two paths lie before him. Stay comfortable where he is, or risk everything for something greater. Deep down, he knows the truth. Comfort never raised him. Struggle did. So he chooses the harder road every time. The final scenes of his journey are not quiet. They're dramatic, explosive, unforgettable. He confronts the people who once dismissed him. He surpasses the ones who tried to outshine him, and he becomes a symbol, not just of success, but of transformation. Because his story is not about being gifted. It's about refusing to break. His journey ends exactly where it was always meant to. On top, looking down at the world that once looked down at him. Not in revenge, but in victory. Not in anger, but in understanding. Every failure, every challenge, every mistake, every night he questioned whether he should quit. It all made him. And as he stands there, breathing in the air of a future he carved with his own hands, one final thought settles in. Quiet, powerful, and true. This was never luck. This was destiny earned. In the end, Speed stands exactly where he once dreamed of standing. Not above others, but above the limits that were placed on him. He looks back at the path he walked, the failures that tried to break him, the nights he spent alone questioning everything, the moments where the world counted him out. And instead of regret, he feels gratitude. Every obstacle became a teacher. Every struggle became fuel. Every setback pushed him closer to the version of himself he was meant to become. Speed realizes something that takes most people a lifetime to understand. Greatness isn't something you find. It's something you build. Brick by brick, step by step, choice by choice. His story becomes a reminder to anyone watching that beginnings don't define you. Pain doesn't weaken you, and doubt doesn't determine your destination. It's the courage to keep going when the world says stop. It's the belief to rise again after every fall. It's the fire inside you that refuses to die, no matter how dark the night gets. Speed didn't come this far because life was easy. He came this far because he refused to quit. And now, as the lights shine brighter than ever, as the crowd grows louder, as the world finally understands his name, he stands tall with one message for anyone who feels like giving up. Your struggle is not your ending. Your story is not over. If you don't quit, you win. Because if Speed can rise from nothing, then so can you. If he can turn pain into power, then so can you. If he can rewrite his destiny, then your pen is still in your hand. The final truth echoes like thunder. Greatness lives in all of us, but only the brave choose to unleash it. And Speed? He chose to unleash it. Now it's your turn.